Hey, this is EZ from my latest sponsor, ExpressVPN. You know, Netflix has different content available to users depending on where they're located. Netflix has thousands of shows, but you can only get access to a fraction of that because of where you are. If you're utilizing Netflix without using ExpressVPN, it's like paying for a gym membership, but only being able to use the treadmill. So, how does this work? ExpressVPN lets you change your online location so you can control where you want Netflix to think you're located. They have almost 100 different server locations, so you can gain access to thousands of new shows. I'm talking like Star Trek, the original series on UK Netflix, Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Canadian Netflix, Rick and Morty on French Netflix, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on Indian Netflix, the Harry Potter movie series on Australian Netflix. The list goes on and on. In the EZ household, we utilize ExpressVPN, and we've unlocked so much content that my family and myself can enjoy. But then you might be like, Eric, we can use other VPNs. No. Listen, blazing fast speeds, stream in HD with zero buffering, compatible with all of your devices, phones, laptops, media consoles, smart TVs, and more. And it encrypts your data. ExpressVPN has the added benefit of encrypting your data so you can browse the web securely. Look, be smart. Stop paying full price for streaming services and only getting access to a fraction of their content. Get your money's worth at expressvpn.com/Zane. Don't forget to use my link at expressvpn.com/Zane to get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Oh my God. So, here we are. Welcome. And my hair is an unruly mess. Look, if I'm going to take the time to have fantastic looking hair every day, there will be days where it looks like a big pile of shit. It's like sticking up. It's like gigantic. Oh my God. It's so long and unruly. I can make a mohawk out of it. Anyway, I need a damn haircut. And I was sitting around and it was time to start the show. And I said, you know what? The hair is so long, I need pretty much half a tin of FOP or Dapper Dan to make it all look presentable. So I said, screw it. But I definitely do need a haircut. As I start the show, as promised, I am wearing the Free Dad Hug shirt. Now, I wear this knowing full well that there are an army of people who are going to want to kick my ass and not pay attention to the show and dismiss it and hate on me because I am wearing a shirt that says Free Stepdad Hugs. And it was Nick from the arena who said, it'll probably look good, Easy, if you wear one that says, better if it said, Free Stepdad Hugs. You might get more action. And the word free is in like rainbow flag colors. And then dad is white like me. And hugs is in like the transgender colors. So I'm going to wear this at Meijer because I live in like a hotbed of butt fuckery. And the asshole looks that I will get in Meijer, I can't wait. I wear this shirt for two reasons. A, because it's nice. And two, because you're a walking troll. And as you know, I love trolling people. There is nothing more in my wheelhouse than, wearing this and then people getting pissed off at me. Fantastic. So that I wear it for two reasons. Make no mistake. But there are people who are probably going to see this shit and get pissed off at me. It's like, this is a badass shirt to wear. Okay? There's a lot of reasons for it. And I don't want to, belabor this point too much. But it is kind of like the month when our gay brothers and sisters and our transgender brothers and sisters or whatever the fuck This is like, hey, this is our month. Because, for years we've been getting the shit beat out of us and killed and murdered and ostracized and alienated and estranged. So, you kind of get together and make these fuckers feel better. That's it. Nothing more to it. Now, I know people say, well, yeah, fucking it's just a way to make money. Well, of course it's a way to fucking make money with a shirt like this. Yeah, I'm willing to spend it. But yes, at the end of the day, so what? So what? If it makes somebody who has had a life where their sexuality means that their family hates them, or they don't get a job, or they're treated poorly, if just wearing this shirt, which I just ripped the tag off of because it's just fucking so annoying. If a shirt will make a person go, oh, God damn it, thank you. Well, I'm all about that shit. At the end of the day, as much of an asshole as I am, I would like nothing better than to make someone feel good. Becky K. There's two. There's Becca Shea and Becky Karsten. They're both named Rebecca. I don't know how we keep them straight. Becky says, I find great joy in making other people uncomfortable because I wear shirts that support everyone's right to live and love how they want. Yesterday on Who Are These Broadcasters with Christian Blatt, we were talking about politics. And I said for the first time that I wanted Biden to win the election. And oh my God, there was a few of these assholes that were so triggered. They're like, oh, yeah, but that means you want open borders and you want this and you want that and you want this. And I just ignored them. But I was close to saying, so what? I'm allowed my vote. I'm not telling you, talking shit about you and your vote. I don't give a fuck. Everybody gets one. Go fuck yourself. In some cases, if you cheat, you get 2 or 3, but I don't know how to do that. Live and let live, I say. Did you see the story where Biden? Oh no. This is fucked up. Biden he did one of those executive orders, and I don't know exactly what's going on because I didn't read that much into it, but as far as I'm figuring out, he literally turned off the spigot at the border for people seeking asylum. The article I was reading spoke to a guy who, he said, I've been walking for 6.5 months. He's in Juarez, Mexico, which I believe is right on the border, and or close to it. I don't know. He goes, I've been walking for 6.5 months from fucking Ecuador, and he's got kids with him, and he goes, we're desperate. We're not gonna make it. I don't know what to do. They shut it down and won't. They made it so that there was an amount of people that they could get in who were seeking asylum. All of a sudden, that's shut off for a period of time. And so there's all of these people who are like, what the fuck? We thought we could get in. It's like it would have been good if they had a lead up. I mean, if you're going to do that and shut it down and start but I just had a booger on my finger. You might have just saw me flick it off. If in my opinion, if you're going to go ahead and say, all right, we're having way too many people coming in at one point, it's chaos here, we're going to shut it down. In my opinion, you got to kind of build up to that. You can't just go from everybody come in to none. All these people are waiting. I think that may not have been thought out quite as well as it should have been. That's pretty fucked up. In my opinion, it's the most strict border movement by a Democratic president in history. Think about that. In history. Never before in American history has a Democratic president been so not democratic to just say, all right, fuck you. No one else is getting in. Oh, hang the fuck on. And it's like he was speaking out of one side of his mouth one day and the other side of his mouth the other day. Now, if you're a supporter of Biden, this is yet another reason why you're like, oh, we're going to fucking lose. And he is going to lose. And that's part of the reason why. This doesn't get thought out right. He's a fucking idiot. So I don't know. Maybe I'm getting some of that wrong. But in my opinion, if you're going to have that type of strictness at the border, you got to almost like phase into that. And then like maybe fly some of those goddamn planes over Mexico with a sign that says, all right, we're shutting it down, so that people walking up a couple months out might see, oh, shit, what do we do? That sounds right, Chris. 2,500 per day allowed. It was no limit, I think. And there was like 15 times more than 2,500 per day flowing into the U.S. Millions of people over time. Oh, my God. Which, you know, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how many people come into the U.S. What I do wonder about is what I'm concerned about is the health and safety of the people coming in from, like, guy who's been walking for 6.5 months. Can you imagine being in a situation where your life is so shitty that you would rather walk through like all these countries just to get to the U.S.? That's how great we have it here. Oh, my God. Joey Go Blue says, I'm late. Did he already talk about the bike guy? No, but I'm going to right now because this shit is rolling and we got to get to it. I don't like to wait too long. I'm already dilly-dallying. Before I get to that, though, Dear Meathead happens right at the top of the 11 a.m. hour as we do this show live on Twitch. So that is 42 minutes from now. If you have a question, keep it simple, please. For Dad, send it along, eric@ericzaneshow.com. We're in kind of like a weird state of flux with Meathead as any question that it has any involve of like, I don't know, too much storytelling, it confuses the shit out of him. I personally believe that I have to work hard to keep this, interesting and engaging to him, which is the most important thing. And then still like a segment. I want to protect him, keep him from looking bad. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I've got a weird feeling about dear Meathead, but as long as he's enjoying it, that's really all that I can do, you know? Rich writes, Freeburn Hot Wings briefly touched on Biden's executive order today, and they went way too easy on that asshole. This is my impression of a Free Beer and Hot Wings political discussion. If they were talking about the executive order, Biden's executive order, they said, well, let's talk about Biden's executive order. And both sides do executive orders, and both sides stink, and both sides are bad, and both sides are wrong. But this is what I'm going to say about this side right now. But both sides are bad. And I know, like we're talking about both sides here, so we're just, pointing it out that there's no win for anybody. There's such pussies about it when they talk about politics. It's always like layered with all these outs for them to like not take a stand, when wouldn't it be easy just to say whatever the fuck is on your mind? There's another tag on this shirt that's what the fuck is going on here with this thing? What the fuck happened? Aram says Free Beer has always played both sides. Like, that's going to make everybody go, oh, well, okay. Since you're talking about both sides, I guess you got a point. Nobody does that. Just fucking rip the Band-Aid off. My God. Chris says even mentioning it will bring in comments from the audience, which will trigger Free Beer. The fuck was I going to talk about? The bike guy. Adnan sent this to me. He says, easy, you got to talk about this. Or will you post this? We got to find out who this dude is. So I posted on Facebook a Reddit had it. It was some guy who made a video, a TikTok of which. Okay, let's see if you can follow this. A guy was on one of these local trailways called the Kent Trails with this kid, and some super aggressive guy on a bike screamed at a 3-year-old little buddy because the kid was in his way when he was biking on the Kent Trails. Dad has a stroller with 1 or 2 kids, and then the 3-year-old just happened to be seated in the trail. People, like, instead of going around the kid or just whatever, he decided to swear at the little one, and it caused a problem. The 2 dads were having a conversation. What the fuck is wrong with you? And guy on bike fucking hits the dad who has the kids across the side of the head. Hit him cuffed him right in the side of the head. And dad posted about this. And then a dude, and also showed video of the guy. But what I'm going to show you is a TikTok dude who's an influencer, and a lot of people follow what he does on TikTok, covering the incident, kind of like I'm covering it. So I'm going to play you that, and the reason why I play it is because this guy also does a pretty good job explaining what happened, and he shows the video. So I want the guy who's on the bike, he's a bigger guy, looks to be dad bod age, I would say 47, 48. Looks a little like a lummox. He's got bright yellow cycling shoes on that clip into the bike, and a yellow bike hat on. Not a helmet, like a backwards baseball hat or some shit. We're gonna watch it. Don't worry. And the point of all this is to find the guy and see if we can out him, the internet detectives that exist in the world today, and get this guy, bring him to justice because he assaulted dad there. So this is on Facebook, this is on X, this is on YouTube, this is, of course, on Twitch. You're listening later on, you're watching later on, and you see his face quite easily here. So I am hoping that we can find out who this fucker is, so that, you know how it is when you get canceled. You lose your job, your wife leaves you. In this case, he'd be charged with a crime. And this needs to happen. This man needs to be, he needs the shit kicked out of him in all of those regards. So let's watch this dude's TikTok video, which shows a bit of the video, and he tells the story. There you can see it's kind of a grainy photo of that big lummox with the sunglasses. He's the fucking guy that we're trying to figure out who he is. So here you go.
Granville, Michigan. This guy in a park this weekend on a trail with his 3 young children and a friend. His children are 3, 2.5, and 4 months old. He said park was pretty busy, a lot of people on bicycles, but you'll see in the video that this path is pretty wide. And he said his kids are good about getting out of the way of cyclists. His 3-year-old had just gotten out of the way of a group of people on bikes, and he turned and saw that his son had sat down in the middle of this pathway, and there was a bicyclist almost to them. He didn't tell them to, like, get out of the way, because that's actually, like, more dangerous. The kid could actually stand up and get in their way. It's easier for a cyclist to...
Oh, yeah, and jump in. If you're the dad, you know, you see the kid there, you see the cyclist. Conventional wisdom would tell you that a guy taking a bike ride with this big path on the Kent trails, and it's about 11 feet across, usually. In most spots, maybe 12, 13 feet. He would just ride around him. The guy's absolutely right. If you're a parent, you wouldn't rush to get the kid out of the way because there's so much room there.
Maneuver around a non-moving object, and again, path is very wide. Yet when this guy got close, he expressed some problems. Well, this man decided he was sick of this shit and started loudly swearing at my child to get the fuck out of his way. To a 3-year-old, he's saying this. This was not expressed under his breath to where my kids and friend wouldn't hear it. It was expressed loud enough that anyone in the area would hear it. Both my friend and I were basically like, come on, man. You're yelling at a 3-year-old. He decided to slam on his brakes.
That's the way I feel when I yell at Kenny.
Turn his bike around and start coming at us while continuing to swear at us. I picked up my 3-year-old. The other 2 were in the strollers. I was hoping he would not come any closer. He did. While he was, I was telling him to get out of here, and he kept coming closer, so I put my arm out to maintain my personal space, and he hits me with an open palm straight to my temple, which knocks my head into my 3-year-old's head.
Oh.
My son immediately starts freaking out, as he should, so he put his son down and put himself between the two of them, and it's this point that the friend that's with them pulls out his phone and records this video.
Damaging my child. No, you're damaging your child leaving in the middle of the goddamn trail. Go now. Oh, you're the adult now. Get out of here. You're the adult now. Yes, I am. You're the adult now. Roll the fuck up. You're the adult now.
Look at him stomping around.
It's okay, buddy. He's a real big jerk. Why don't you put him on a leash like a dog? Dude, get the fuck out of here. Why don't you put him on a leash? Mother. It's okay, buddy.
Why don't you put him on a leash like a dog? Super classy. Kent Trails in Granville, Michigan. This is about as close as I can get it to him, but you can see these distinctive yellow riding shoes, his little outfit there, his bandana. This is a better look at the bike that he's riding. I'm guessing if someone rides in that area, they're probably familiar with him. So, Granville, Michigan, do me a favor if you would, and please someone tell me, who is he?
That's awesome. I like that dude. Oh my God. So if you're that dude, and he is aware that this is kind of bubbling under. Ooh. He's like, oh shit, man. I better fucking I better throw away the yellow riding shoes quick. Ooh. My God. Cole writes, cyclists are assholes, no exceptions. That is not true. You're a fucking idiot. Cyclists are not all like that. Chris K, how can we tell them apart? I hope some hillbilly driving a diesel with truck nuts runs over that guy. Oh, yeah. Oftentimes you'll hear about some hillbilly who rages out on, like, a cyclist. You want the hillbilly to rage out on that guy. Nick in the arena is also retarded because he agrees with Cole that all cyclists are assholes. There's no way. There's very, very few times that I would ever say that all a group of people are an asshole. Like all Nazis, you could say, are assholes. I don't know if you can say the same about cyclists. Maureen says, my oldest is a cyclist, and he definitely is not an asshole. See what you did? Nick says, I love that video where the cop puts all those cyclists in their place. Oh, that's cool. How you can talk about it, but we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Why don't you send it to me? Ding dong. I'll tell you this. Sometimes you get a pack of cyclists together and they do not obey the law. Sometimes you get a cycle by himself or herself, a cyclist by himself or herself, and they run stop signs and shit like that. But that's a horrible, horrible thing to do because it makes dumb people like Nick here and Cole think that. Nick says those cyclist outfits are gayer than your shirt. My shirt is not gay, okay? It's a solidarity shirt. Thank you very much. And the gear that you wear when you're cycling is for comfort. So stick it. You don't know. You haven't done anything that has caused your heart rate to go higher than 84 beats a minute. So shut up. Tyler says, I am not one of those people that drive like an asshole around them, but cyclists on roads drive me crazy. Why? Because you have to slow down? Oh no. I have to slow down. I can't. I got to wait for traffic to pass me going the other way before I get way over and pass them. You're all annoying me today. Patrick says that video was sickening. Jimmy says, I wish I was there. Let's see. What else do we got? Patrick has, I want to kill that fucker. Rebecca says, what a dick. That poor baby crying. It breaks my heart. Chris says, big, bad, tough guy. Becky says, what a dick. Amy says, if that cyclist is riding that serious and that fast, he wasn't. Then he should be on the road, not the path. Those paths have walkers, runners, kids, people walking their dogs, etc. Yeah, that guy was not a serious cyclist. First of all, he's a fat fuck. All right? Serious cyclists do not ride on trails. They ride on roads. Bob says, what I do. You haven't annoyed me. I was annoyed before the show started. David in Hudsonville says, asshole the day the cyclist guy. Absolutely. Ryan says, I haven't annoyed you yet, big fraud. No, that's true. But yeah, if you're going to get, if you're riding to get in shape for fitness, you're riding fast, you're on a road, you're wearing a helmet, shit like that. And Cole says they ride on roads and piss off cars. Well, here's the problem, ding dong. The reason why a cyclist on the road pisses you off is just like Tyler. You have to slow down and you have to wait. And when people get behind the wheel of their car, they are entitled. Okay? I always go, because I'm better than all of you, I go the extra mile to try to make that cyclist feel as comfortable as possible. All right? Because when I used to ride bikes on roads, one of the worst things you can do is pass too close and make me feel uncomfortable. Because it takes a lot to stay on two wheels and stay in a straight line when you're pedaling and cars are zooming by you. And if you get distracted, you could get out of your line and you could hit the car that's trying to pass you too close. And when that happens, you get hurt, the driver gets in trouble, and it's a mess. So we don't want that, do we? Whether you like it or not, you'd be in big trouble. So it's probably a good idea for you to take some care and do an appropriate pass on the cyclist. Cole says, no. Cyclists are entitled. Drive the speed limit or get off the road. Well, look, at the end of the day, the law says they don't have to. You got to change the law. It's not their fault Where are they going to ride? There's nowhere to go. So that's just dumb. They have to ride on the roads. Molly says, I've been hit on my bike, and it's scary as fuck. Yeah, Cole thinks that you're a problem because you got hit on your bike. You know, there's always moments in time when nearly every audience member, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not, I don't know why I said, I sound like I had a stroke. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not yesterday, whatever. Everybody, at one point or another, says something that makes me want to punch you in the face. Right now, I want to punch Cole right in the nose as hard as I possibly can. And I want to punch Nick right in the nose as hard as I can. And that fat fuck riding that bike. Okay? Jimmy says, see, I'm right. Just don't exercise. I got to a point when I was still doing triathlons where I gave up riding on the road and I would only ride on a trainer, which is indoors. The only time I would ride on the road is if I had like a long ride to do. And fuck, there's certain roads I avoid. Megan, as usual, is in her own world. She's, I think she's traveling on a trip, and she's saying something non-sequitur. In fact, I'd like to start a new segment. The Megan non-sequitur of the day. Something that is written that makes me go, what's going on? What is that? Today, Megan's non-sequitur of the day. Mine is about icy hot. I don't know what it means. This has been your Megan non-sequitur of the day. Which, by the way, Jacqueline is calling Irvine's today. I don't know if you were picking it up or someone else is picking up the phone over there. I'm guessing it's someone else because you're not there. We have a epilogue to the Megan non-sequitur of the day. Gas station stop. Got to get some scratch-offs. That's your Megan Minute. The Megan non-sequitur non-sequitur of the day. Adnan, who pointed me in the direction of this fucker, says, I got to go back to work. Thank you, EZ. Stay safe, friends. I appreciate you. He's got the same first name as the guy from fucking Serial. The guy who got, like, thrown in jail for killing his girlfriend, but then he didn't, and he was let out, and then he's supposed to go back in, but not really, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Every time I see Adnan, I wonder what the fuck's up. All right. Hang on a second. I got to log into my email here. Looking at an email that has a video that I want to share.
Everybody else on this room.
It says here, cop pulls over group of cyclists. This ought to be good. That's not it.
Everybody else on this room play. And yet, you come down in your pack, you get your herd mentality, and you think you can blow through our city. And then, when somebody accidentally honks at you, you give them the finger, and then you call us and say people are being rude to you. As a whole, I'm generalizing, of course. I'm not singling any of you out.
Did you hear that, Cole? He says, I'm generalizing, of course.
But you all did run the stop sign. Plain as day, including you. Plain as day.
I never stopped running stop sign first of all. Guaranteed.
What's that?
I never run stop sign.
You didn't?
And the one guy goes, stop talking. Yeah, if you ran a stop sign and a cop sees you, now he's telling you to knock it off, and you start to like try to talk your way out of it, that's a bad move. And then the dude goes, just stop talking. At this point, all you got to say is, you're right. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't.
You stopped.
Yes.
Anybody vouch for him? Anybody see him stop?
But I understand what you're saying.
I didn't.
Okay, well,
Were you riding in this group?
I was riding. When I saw the group came by.
Oh, okay.
I understand what you're saying.
I think you're a liar. Okay? You're a liar.
Can we just hear the officer? Let's hear him out.
He's going to get a ticket. Everybody else can go. They got everybody else on.
Oh, everybody else can go. I love that. Oh, that's fucking great. Oh, make no mistake. I'm with you whenever a cyclist acts like an asshole, but you guys with the comment that all cyclists are it's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, that's not the point. The point. Why did you get me off on that? Well, you didn't get me off. Why did you get me going on this topic? I mean, stupid. Shut up. The point is, we got to get this fucking guy in check here, this piece of shit. We need people to find out who the guy is. And then we need the big bad internet machine to do its work. That's what needs to happen. The quicker that happens, the better off the world is. I kind of want to watch the whole thing again. You know, and Reddit took it down for some reason. It was on the Grand Rapids subreddit. And they took it down. The administrator removed it. And I don't know why. But Joe Spalding showed it on
Michigan.
shared it on TikTok.
You're the adult now. No, you're damaging your child leaving in the middle of the goddamn trail. Go now. Oh, you're the adult now. Get out of here. You're the adult now. Yes, I am. You're the adult now. Roll the fuck up. You're the adult now. It's okay, buddy. He's a real big jerk. Why'd you put him on a leash like a dog? Dude, get the fuck out of here. Why'd you put him on a leash? Mother. It's okay, buddy.
Why don't you put him on a leash like a dog?
Man, that really pisses me off. So, over the years since I've been doing this podcast, there have been several moments in time where somebody does something crazy like this and then they get busted. I forget which ones. I just know that this has happened. It's been a thing where, and then the tables turn. And once the internet sleuths, once the right person sees it, then the world caves in on them. And then we all just sit back and we watch. We watch. We got to make this go viral. So, yeah, I posted it last night on Facebook. Reddit took it down. That was discouraging. So it kind of took a little steam out of what I posted. But there is a link to it underneath it with the TikTok story. And so I got to, as soon as we get done with this, I'll repost it. And if you were to go to my Facebook page, it looks like this. We must find out who dude in yellow hat is. Now, once you look at that, you scroll down, 3 comments as usual, the correct amount of engagement for me. You click on Joe Spalding there, that link. If you could click on that link and share it any way you can. We have to find guy in yellow hat. Wasn't that like a Curious George thing? The man in the yellow hat? Great reference. Outstanding reference. Chris says, we got you, EZ. Can you reshare the video on X too? Screw this dude. I will. I don't care how it happens. I just want to have a news story where, this is the type of story that that the news, Channel 13, Fox 17, Wood TV should get after. And, so that people can see it and try to find this fucker, this goddamn hot-headed menace. Nick writes, that guy would have been walking out with his bike wrapped around his body if that was my friend and I. How about the fact that, though, the dad there with the 3 kids and his buddy who shot the video, aren't they kind of pussies for not, attacking the guy? Shouldn't they have, because he assaulted dad first, shouldn't those 2 have jumped his ass and stomped that motherfucker out? I don't know. They might be pussies, or maybe they did it because of the kids, but I don't know if that's restraint because of the kids or he's intimidated. Cyclist guy might have been feeling good about himself because this is stupid. Rebecca says, no, he did the right thing. You can't do that in front of kids. You're right. It would have traumatized the kids. You wouldn't have made 3 serial killers right there. Donko says, hurt my child, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. Well, he kind of hurt him. He fucked him up with it, made the kid cry. Nick says the funniest comment on that video was that guy looks like his name would be Kent Trails. Dad hit him. He's a douche. Says Chris D. How do we keep it straight? Oh, my God. Well, I just wanted to spend a little time on that because I thought it was, it's a fucking interesting story to say the least. But I want that motherfucker to burn. I want him to be, fired. And he would. He would. He probably works, for a local nonprofit or something like that or some shit. Nowadays, you get fired for that shit. And that needs to happen. There isn't one person who watched that who would have any sympathy to that fucker. My God. All right, so we're looking for a big, ugly white guy, probably about 6'1", maybe. Looks to be about 255 pounds. When he does cycle, bright yellow shoes. If you see the bright yellow shoes and somebody who looks like he's a little barrel-chested, I want you to say, hey, are you that douche? And see how it goes. Let's get this guy moving. All right. Thank you very much for being part of the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for watching the show on Twitch. Thank you for listening to the free audio podcast. This becomes the recording of the free audio podcast when I'm done on all podcasting platforms. Tomorrow is a Big Fraud Thursday, and we will unveil our newest show, Ben Glaze and I. Who Are These? Stephen Kyles, where we will debut our first episode of that show, where we will clip episodes of the Steve and Kyle podcast featuring Steve McKiernan, producer White Noise from the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, and his pal, Kyle, the guy who has to inform the state of Michigan every time he moves. That is Kyle Paffhausen. Paffhausen. Him and his lovely bride, Katie, live somewhere around here in Jenison or something like that. And his fantastically sweet son, Reed. He's got a little kid. He's got a boy. Kyle does. He looks at him wantingly, I'm sure. I mean, lovingly. I mean, like a father would, I guess, or something weird. Like, this is getting weird, isn't it? Anyway, Steve McKiernan and Kyle Paffhausen do the Steve and Kyle podcast. And Ben Glaze and I have been given the task of reviewing the show tomorrow live on Patreon at 6:15. You can check out the audio, I should say the video live stream of that for free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Rich says you doxed him. Get ready for that cease and desist. The fuck I did? He's a public figure, you stupid ass. Kyle says WATP has an episode on them. It's from a few years ago. Yes, I remember. I tipped him off to do that. So that's going to be good. Can't wait. Kyle says, has the show gotten any better? It couldn't get any worse. Yeah, it's gotten a lot worse. In fact, when I listened to an old episode of their show, I could stomach it. I can't stomach it now. It's that bad. It's fucking horrible. What a pile of shit. All right. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for 7 days free and then cancel it right after. You still get the 7 days. It's completely guaranteed. And then if you don't want the show, it just ends after 7 days. So you can catch the Big Fraud Thursday and then that'll be it. Or if you like it, you can sign up again or just get the 7 days free knowing that you're going to love it. And then you just let it start, let it ride after your 7 days. All right. That's a great question. Kyle Ryan, one of the show gays, says, who listens to Fuckface Steve and thinks, wow, this guy is interesting? The thing about Steve is he does have funny observations. Like he'll notice something. But the problem is he needs to tell someone to talk about it. Because if Steve has to describe it, it's going to, what is an interesting observation is a not interesting story when he tells it. Okay? Because it's filled with way too many details and this and that and the other thing. By the way, I am going to, just so that the world can know, I am going to hire a private detective. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to hire a private detective, pay that person a bunch of money per hour to finally get the 100% stone cold truth edition of one of the aforementioned people on that show. Okay? I was thinking about this yesterday. I said, I need to hire a PI and be able to get all of this book amount of information and present it to you. I think that that's what needs to happen. Okay? So stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching on Facebook. I have to kick you out, though, now, unfortunately. I appreciate you. And let's see. Where is it? Okay. There you go. Off you go. Thank you, Facebook, X, and YouTube. X and Facebook. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. X brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Follow me on those platforms. Follow me on YouTube. Send me an email on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Thank you so much to Shoreliner Striping for helping your old pal EZ make this show happen. They are awesome. If you need the parking lot striped or the athletic field striped, that's who you call Shoreliners Striping in West Michigan. Now, before we bring in Dad for Dear Meathead, as always, I want to thank a few sponsors before we get to that. There's racing at Berlin this weekend. And I'd like you to go check them out. It's a great time. It's affordable family fun at Berlin Raceway. Online at berlinraceway.com. Tickets just $14 when you buy them online, $18 at the gate. Why would you buy them at the gate? You can buy them online. You can do that like while you're walking up with your phone. You can buy them online. And kids 15 and under, you're free. Parking is free. How about that? Beers are cold. Relatively cheap. What was that? Relatively cheap. $6 a pop. You can bring in all of your own snacks and beverages, soft drinks. No booze, no glass. 12 by 18 coolers or smaller. And you're just going to love the races. This half-mile track is great. And enjoy racing. And the people watching is incredible. You get some real hill jacks there. It's fantastic. It's like my place to be. Thank you so much to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. When you're ready to explore getting your mortgage, call Mario 231-332-6505 from anywhere in the United States. 231-332-6505 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Irvine's mentioned them. Jackie's supposed to call them today to a bunch of lights were going off on the inside of the Civic. She's still in this, she's 27 years old. When you're a daughter, one of your responsibilities is when the car malfunctions, you call your father. Even if he is not going to do anything, when all he's going to do is tell you who to call, you still call your father. I was taking a walk yesterday, taking my old man walk, and phone rings. Dad, all these lights are going off on the inside of the car. I go, okay, you need to call Irvine's. No, I go, well, you need to call somebody who works on cars. Who? I go, Irvine's, unless you have somebody else, but I recommend Irvine's. Okay, yeah, well, I just got in, and I turned on the car, and all the lights went on. And then so I shut it all down, I turned it back on, and then the check engine light comes on. I go, yeah, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Call Irvine's. I might be able to pull off changing the oil on that thing, but that's about it. Okay, I'll call them. I go, yeah, just first thing in the morning, just call. They'll help you. They can even get you a loaner car so that you don't have to worry about, okay. Now, she knows all this. Irvine's and I go back. Okay? Quite a ways. That's who you call. Trusted source, 616-532-6600. You're not going to walk in there and then it's like the type of place where there's no one in the front and there's some fucking filthy-looking grease monkey who looks like Cole from Colorado working on a car, comes in, he's got shit all over his face, he's got a fucking honey bun in his pocket, you can see his ass crack, he smells like fuck. You walk by an old-school Marlboro cigarette machine, and there's some fucking drunk sitting in the waiting room, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, what have I got myself into? No, these are beautiful people, respected technicians who make excellent money because they're taken care of by a great local employer. Second to none. I swear by them. My slogan is, don't be an asshole. Take your car to Irvine's. 616-532-6600. Donut Dan says the hardest thing is changing your oil on an electric vehicle. I'm not sure if you're being serious there. Kyle says check engine light might be the gas cap needs to be tightened. Shut up. Corey in Maine, referring to Berlin. The beers are cold and the women are loose. You can say that again. Megan says you're not doxing if you're on an SO list. Exactly. You are correct. I'm going to find that fucking list. I begin that process today. You know who I'm calling? Signature Investigations. I know the guy who owns the place. He used to I should call him about advertising. He used to market himself on the WBBL show, Signature Investigations. He's a private dick. I remember when I was doing that show and I went in to visit him to see how his business works. And he was telling me that, like, if he gets hired by, let's say, a wife who suspects her husband is cheating on her, he would put a tracer on husband's car. Chris says he used to sponsor Meathead. And then, like, if something's going down, if the wife says, well, yeah, he just said he went to play cards with his friends. And then he would invite the wife in, and they'd be following him, his exact location on, like, a GPS map or whatever the fuck. Like Batman, you know? And she would call him while he's driving or while he's at the Side Squish's house. Hey, what are you doing? Just playing cards here, me and the boys. She's like, oh, my God. Hangs up. She's crying. He's like, there. And then he does the deal where he, like, takes photographs, like, catches him in the act with, like, a telescopic lens with the pictures, like you might see, like, in any type of surveillance from some type of movie, some cop movie. I'm like, this is the Lord's work. I love this shit. Like going out on a stakeout. My God, I'm swear to God, I'm hiring him. Hang on. Gotta shut off this noisy air conditioner. You probably can't hear it too much, but my dad would, and it would mess him up. Kyle says, does he pull a Chris Hansen? Why don't you take a seat right there? All right. It's time to bring in Dad for Dear Meathead. What the fuck is going on? I told him I was calling.
You have reached 586-2.
Okay. Little glitch in the matrix. No big deal. We'll call him back. Probably outside doing his thing, catching some rays, having a good time. I'll tell you this. Today is Wednesday, a week and 4 days away from our annual trek to Detroit to hang out in Dad's backyard, the world-famous Father's Day get-together. I bring the shish kebab. And I've talked about the shish kebab recipe many, many times. My Slaughter the Turk Armenian shish kebab. Chicken, steak, and shrimp, and veggies. If you love shish kebab, this is the absolute quintessential recipe for it, and here's why. Each of those proteins, the beef, the chicken, and the, shrimp, you have to make your own marinades. And you might think, I can't do that. I can't cook. It drives me nuts when people say they don't know how to cook because unless if you're trying to be like a gourmet like Wolfgang Puck or fucking, what's the guy's name? What's the guy who screams at everybody? Mason Ramsey. Isn't that his name, Mason Ramsey? God, it doesn't feel right when I say it. Mason Ramsey. He's British. He screams at everybody. Mason Ramsey. Oh, fuck. Joey says Gordon Ramsay. Who the fuck is Mason Ramsey? That sounds like someone famous. I don't know who that is, but that sounds like that's actually a person. Chris says Mason Ramsey is that little yodeling kid. Little yodeling shit. Oh, the fucking idiot. It would dress up in the Woody the Cowboy costume and yodel at Walmart. Yes. I think he's dead now. I think he OD'd or something. If you can read, you can do this recipe. Just fucking read and take your time. And the one thing you must do is get all your ingredients out and prepared. Might be a little choppy, slicey, blendy, tablespoony, measure the shit out appropriately, and then dump. Blend, mix, whatever. Put in bags, put the shrimp in the bag, let it marinate, boom. Bring your skewers, set up the table, put it all out in bowls, and then they build your own, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Father's Day 2024 for my dad. I reached out to Norman Bummer. I reached out to World Book Jim. And we're all going to get together and go see Dad for Father's Day 1990. Joey Go Blue says, is the actual recipe posted somewhere? Your wish is my command. All you need to do, and I got to write myself a note because I'll forget. And even if I write this, I think it's only about a 10% chance I'm going to remember it, is get the audio version of this podcast. And then I'll include the link in the show notes. Okay? Nick says, step 1, make sure and keep the steak out of the dog's reach. You're not kidding. Holy cow. All right. Where was I going with that? I don't think anywhere. I think I was just buying time. I'll try to call my man again.
Hello.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello.
Hello, Daddy.
How you doing, guy?
I'm well, Dad. How are you?
Hey, not too bad.
Yeah? What are you
hey.
What are you doing?
Trying to get your sugar.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'll call you guys back.
Oh, no, I did it already.
Oh.
This is all done, I think.
Sugar was a little bit a little wacky.
No, he just. I have to test it every once in a while.
Okay. Boy, Dad, you sure are in good hands over there.
I sure am.
She takes care of you.
I do.
Yep. So you guys should move into my house. I think that would be so much fun. I would love that so much.
When we get ready, we'll talk about it.
Oh, my God. It would be, because we got a pool and you can sit in the backyard and just put your feet in the pool.
Man, I ain't going to put no foot on mine in the pool.
What if Joanne wants to go in the water? What if Joanne says, come on, Rob, let's go swimming?
Yeah. Well, she can do that, but I don't care to do that.
No, you're just going to sit and watch her.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know Joanne's been cutting grass like for years.
For 2 acres.
Yeah. Do you think Joanne would cut the grass here?
She probably charges you.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to keep mentioning that, and then maybe one day we'll all be together. And you know what? You can be friends with Diana's brother. He lives with us too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. He loves you very much. Now you've met him, but I don't know if you remember him. His name is Kevin. He's a really sweet guy. He's Diana's older brother.
Well, it sounds familiar, Kevin.
Yeah, that is Kevin. In fact, he lives with us and he does great. So anyway, plenty of room here. We got lots of room in the house. So you guys, I just figured I'd throw that out there. But anyway, everything going good over there?
Yeah, everything's good. Yeah. Sun's shining, and that's it.
Yes, that's all. Hey, that's all you need, Dad. That's all you need. I was just talking to the audience about the big shish kebab Father's Day festival is 10 days away, and we're all very excited to come see you guys.
Oh, are you coming here?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, in 10 days,
Yeah.
I'm bringing the family, and we're all going to go to your house, and we're going to have a shish kebab cookout in your backyard, Dad.
Hey, someone's winning.
Okay, so we got the chicken, we got the beef, we got the shrimp, we got the vegetables.
Holy cow.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, I think we've done this before. And
Yes. Yes, we have.
every year, every Father's Day, we celebrate the dads. So
That's awful nice of you guys. I'll tell you that right now.
it's our pleasure. You're a dad, I'm a dad, Norman's a dad, Stong is
All the
Yes.
dads are getting together.
Yeah, and it's not to me. It's not as big as Mother's Day. To me, the biggest is Mother's Day, because dads are great, but when the mom, to me, Mother's Day is bigger because the mom actually has to have the baby. You know.
Yeah, but moms are important too, man.
That's what I'm saying. Moms.
Yeah, super important.
Right. So this is a big time of year, so we're stoked about that.
Yeah.
All right. And what we should do, because when we were up north, we played that game where you throw the bean bags. Do you remember throwing the bean bags?
Vaguely,
Okay.
my memory is faltering me.
Yeah, I know. You and Diana and Madison and Madison's boyfriend Ash were throwing the bean bags. You were playing cornhole. We should play cornhole at your place.
Yeah.
But we got to do it for money. We got to gamble.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, a few people have posted some questions to me, and I wanted to run them by you, and see what you thought.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. I'm getting them right now. Sorry, my computer kind of screwed up on me. No big deal. All right. Chris writes, Meathead. I have a friend who gets confused by all my friends named Chris.
What?
So he's got a friend, and his friend gets confused by everybody who's named Chris. He can't tell them apart. How is he able to figure out which Chris is which?
Put a tag on them.
Name tags.
Is that a good idea?
Yeah, it could be like Chris K, Chris D, Chris in
Yeah.
Buffalo. Okay. All right.
Or just spell the whole name.
Okay, perfect. Problem solved. Nathan writes, in your opinion, what is cuter, a baby or a puppy?
Wait.
Oh my gosh, that's hard to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so if you had to choose, what is cuter, a baby or a puppy, which one would you choose?
A baby.
You're going to go with baby. Joanne, what do you think?
That's hard. I think while it was a baby, I'd like this puppy, but when it was older, I'd like this baby.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, when I see like someone holding a baby, I feel like I want to give it a little hug or something like that.
Yeah.
But a puppy, I think it's because it's furry. I think that's why I'm going to go with the puppy.
And they're so happy and they're so loving.
Right, and you
When
can
they're-
play with them right away, and you can't really play
Right.
with a newborn. You know, I mean, they're just kind of there. They're just there, and they scream at you. So I'm going to go with puppy.
Yeah, you got the right answer.
I think so too, but I'd like the child.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, everybody wants to have a grandchild.
Yeah.
And but a puppy, I think was gonna, at least for me. I'm really a dog person, though, as you know. So
I agree. Puppy.
Jimmy has a question. Dear Ruben and Joanne, my name is Jimmy. I'm 58 years old, and I've been single for 20 years. He says, I have a date with a very nice woman tomorrow night, and I'm terrified. I'm very scared. I don't remember how I should behave around a woman. Any advice?
Be himself.
Just be himself, you know. Let him just be himself.
So, is there anything he should I think he's thinking that he has to act a certain way, and I'm kind of with you. I think if he just doesn't, I think the thing to do is don't panic. Don't worry about saying the right thing or the wrong thing. Just go there with the intention of having fun and nothing more than that. Keep it simple. You know, does that sound right?
Yeah, you got the right idea.
Yeah, if he gets her, he got a blessing. I mean, if he likes her. And if he loses her, he's been alone for 20 years anyway, so what's the big deal?
Yes, exactly. Who cares? You know?
Right.
All right. After we get done with this show, I'll elaborate a little bit more about Jimmy. But yeah, I think I think just go into it with what you guys said, and eventually it'll work out. And you're right. He's got nothing to lose at this point. You know.
Hey, whether it works out or not, you don't care. You said the right thing, and let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joanne, before you met Dad, was there other guys who you kind of like would go out with from time to time and think, oh boy, I don't know, but this guy, I don't know, maybe go on a date?
Yeah. I dated other guys.
Were any of them serious, or were they just like passing?
They were serious with me, but I wasn't serious with them. I don't know how your father won me. I think he was funny.
Yeah, he must have been. He's a charmer. He really is.
Yeah, I know. He put his best insurance personality.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's how he made a living, and that's how he got the girl.
Yes.
Holy cow.
I think he did much before he met me.
So
I didn't. I really didn't get involved in that stuff.
I remember you describing the first meeting, but that first meeting, you weren't convinced, were you, Joanne?
No, because he showed up drunk.
Oh, no!
And everybody screamed. Tom Alexander and my friend Rolene's husband, Jerry, I don't know if you remember him, they said, if you date him, we're going to kill him.
Wow. And then it kind of worked out. Wow, that's something. I didn't ever hear that part of it. But, wow, Dad, you're lucky. You are lucky.
I put a lot of pressure on him because I invited him. For the first date, I invited him over for dinner with my best friend. And that was a lot of pressure.
So he had a couple drinks to loosen up?
Yeah, I think he did. He had one too many.
All right. My God, that is a lot of pressure, especially with Tom Alexander.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Jerry, they were very protective of me.
Tom Alexander, for those who don't know, is a very imposing individual. He's like 6'7", 6'8", and that is at the time Tom was married to Joanne's oldest daughter, and I guess I should say actually my sister, because Joanne's daughters, I've known them for most of my life, so they are known as my sisters. So, wow.
I don't want to kill him.
Oh yeah.
And I decided to give him another chance because I realized he was under a lot of pressure. And the second date, he was wonderful.
Oh, thank God. And now here you are taking care of him, making sure his sugar's good.
Yes, I am, because he's worth it.
Aw. All right, well, I love you guys. Everybody loves you, too. It's been
All right.
It's another wonderful time talking with you both. And I will talk to you very soon, okay?
All right.
Honey. Looking forward to it. Tell Diane I love her.
I shall. Love you both very much.
Love you, baby.
Bye-bye, baby.
Yeah, bye.
See ya. There you go, dear Meathead. Another good time. We made it. So, Jimmy, you're going on a date. Now, I know you. Well, I shouldn't say I know you. I know you from the times I've spoken to you on the Zooms, on the Patreon shows. They have great advice. Just go into it. Let's have fun. Probably the only things you do that you want to make sure you do. Tell this nice person how happy you are to see them. Thank you for going out. You look fantastic. At the end of the night, you give the old, this was fun. Thank you so much. And now, if it's not fun, lie and say, oh my God, this was great. Thank you so much. Fake it. Do not make this more than an act. Don't tell the truth there. You want to lie. You don't. Because if it is shitty and you say, hey, this sucks, you might be fucking shit up for what could be a potential second date, which could be great. Perfect example. Joanne right there. My dad met her at a bar. She invited him over for dinner. He shows up drunk. Makes an ass out of himself. She gave him a second chance. Okay, so that sucked, but she says, all right, I'll see you again. Lie your ass off. It might be great. Let's hope it is. And then you're like, I had so much fun. And if it sucks, like if she gets hit by a bus, you say, I had so much fun. Put that out there. You look fantastic. This is going to be great. I'm so glad you're here. Let's go out to eat, or let's do this or that. Don't take her into your basement to show her the skulls and shit that are down there, whatever the fuck it is you do, which is movie magic shit. In fact, try hard not to even discuss any of that. All right? She's going to think you're a fucking psychopath. Unless if she drags it out of you and is super interested. I can just imagine if she wants to, go on another date with you or something like that, and you start talking about, I don't know, movie magic and putting ears on Taylor Swift and all that other dumb fuck shit you do. My God, I can just imagine that. So, no basement. I don't think it's that terrible to, Stevie says, call him. No, I don't want to call him. Look, here's the thing with Jimmy. Anytime he's put on the spot, he turns into kind of like a nervous Nelly. And we don't want to do that. We just want him. We don't want to do anything to get into his own head. Just go there, have a good time, smile, and laugh. Be funny, be cute. Don't be gross. Don't know off-color jokes. I mean, read the room on the deal, dude. Don't fuck it up. Nice and easy. Easy peasy. Slow and easy. Isn't that what they say? All right. You got this, though. You can do too much. Corey says, if you've been on a few dates, and then they get hit by a bus and die, are you obligated to go to the funeral? Now, thanks for that. That really furthers what we're talking about. Shut up. Tyler writes, tell her what you do, Jimmy. Tell her about your movie-making prowess. Then ask if she'd like to star in your next movie and show her the camera tripod next to the bed. No. As much as I think it would guarantee that she would fall in love with you, you might want to wait before you discuss making the sequel to Blood Moon. Jeremy writes this, his words, "Don't talk about yourself, Jimmy." And then he writes this, "All women are a bit narcissistic. They love talking about themselves." So I just want to say right now, Eric Zane here, I find that to be not accurate at all. That's a foolish thing to say. I can only guess that Jeremy is single now. I don't know anything about Jeremy other than he drives a truck and he listens to Free Beer and Hot Wings and sends me clips. But if I had to venture to guess, you would be single. My wife is not narcissistic. I don't know any women that are narcissistic. No, I take it back. There are a few, but I know a lot of guys that are narcissists too. I am, if you were to look up narcissist, it's me. I know that most people don't like being called narcissist, but I look at that as that's a point of pride. That is an attribute. A narcissist, hold on a second. Maybe I don't know what narcissist means. Isn't it like someone who talks about themselves, or is only interested in themselves? Maybe I'm not a narcissist. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. Oh, now that's definitely not me. I don't give a shit. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. Well, of course, I care about the feelings of others. And I care about my feelings, too. I put myself in front of most other people, unless if I feel like they've wronged me. If you've wronged me, it's a bit more tricky. Okay? And there is a point of no return for me. If I feel in my world, whether it's right or wrong, in my world, if I feel like a person or an entity or a group or a business or something like that has wronged me, and it's like one too many times where I'm like, all right, this is too much. Then there comes a point when, all right, enough, and you're out. Okay? That's where I am. That's where I lie. So I don't know if it's a great idea, Jeremy, to say that all women have a mental health condition. To me, that's not good for business. As you know, as feminine as I am, the last thing I want to do is go ahead and offend my fellow ladies. Let's see. Jeremy says, don't talk about yourself, Jimmy. All women are a bit narcissistic. They love talking about themselves. Rebecca says, I don't. Jimmy says, I don't know what to talk about. You see, here's a problem, Jimmy. Let's get back to Jimmy here. I don't know what to talk about. So you have a person, and I don't know how well you know this person. If you do know this person at all, that's good. If you don't know her at all, I mean, that a little bit more of a challenge. But I think maybe you might be too willing to just throw in the towel and not give yourself a chance. You're not really the type to work at anything. I think, like, you need to look at this. Like, if I meet somebody new, the only way I'm successful in not feeling like I'm crawling out of my skin is to engage them, because I don't want to be in that situation 9 times out of 10. I don't like talking to people in public. I'm pretty shy. And But there are times that I'm forced to do it. Let's say I'm somewhere doing something for a radio station and I have to be there. If I just stand there and look at my phone, the time is going to crawl by. I have to keep moving and doing something. So what do? I talk. So if somebody comes up and they're giving me the time of day and they say, oh, my God, I love listening to you on the podcast, or I love listening. Let's say it's at Bosco's. I love this. I love that. Hey, it's nice to meet you. In order to make that work, you gotta interview them. So Jimmy's on his date. So tell me about yourself. What do you like to do? Where did you grow up? Do you have any siblings? Are you the oldest? Are you the youngest? And let's say you ask one question. Where did you grow up? And she tells you. Listen to her. And don't be worried about the next question. It's going to come from her answer. So ask the one question and then build upon that. Start a conversation. What do you like to... So we're just going out for the first time. What do you like to do with your free time? And now if she says some like leisure activity or something fun, your next question comes related to that. That's a conversation. And be interested. You see, you're asking all these silly questions. You're asking her, you're asking about the size of her boobs. Shouldn't ask her about the size of your boobs. And then should I tell her about the wheel of sex? No. No. I'm trying to help you, motherfucker. And here you are being a jokester. I'm actually have a vested interest. I'm taking this more serious than you are, you fucking moron. Jesus. No one's helping. Everyone's an idiot. Jimmy's not even fucking listening to me. Bob says, just say nice tits toots. May I motorboat those big heavies of yours. Everybody's being a dick. You asked me for advice. I'm trying to give you tangible shit to do, and here you are being a cocksucker. Kyle writes, women seem to enjoy hearing how fat they are, how bad their hair looks, and how much prettier other women are. All right. You're all hilarious. Jimmy says, I'm scared. Well, quit being a pussy, first of all. Second of all, listen to me and talk to this woman about shit that's going on and just have a conversation and have fun with it. That's it. Quit being a fucking smartass and pay attention. Joe Martinez says he asked your dad, not you. Well, excuse me for trying to assist. My dad said something and I said, hey, Jimmy, I'll follow up. So excuse me, you have no authority here. This is not the Joe Martinez show. Okay? And then Joe says, just tell her you have a load to unload. Disgusting animals. Tyler says, less Jimmy Zane, more Jimmy Zaitunian. Joe Martinez would have you say this.
Come mis nalgas cuando yo estoy cagando, cabrón.
If you can master this.
Come mis nalgas cuando yo estoy cagando, cabrón.
She may be receptive to.
Come mis nalgas cuando yo estoy cagando, cabrón.
You would then be telling her to eat your ass while you're shitting.
Come mis nalgas cuando yo estoy cagando, cabrón.
Or.
Lame mi palo con tu culo.
If you dropped.
Lame mi palo con tu culo.
You would be telling her to suck your dick with your butt. Jimmy says, I love you, Eric. Can you ask Diana? Yes. Pooh Bear is here. I am currently in good standing. I believe most of my Pooh Bear points are intact. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Are you at home?
I'm at home.
I don't know. I mean, I lock myself in this room for 2 hours every day.
I have to work in a little while, but I'm home right now.
Okay. So
Working hard.
this very nice fellow named Jimmy in Maine is 58. He hasn't been on a date with a lady in 20 years. He is going on a date tonight. He's terrified. For background's sake, whenever he speaks, he finds himself like talking himself into a corner, and then the next thing you know, he's saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I sound like an idiot. He kind of gets the yips.
So he gets in his head a little.
Gets in his head. Yeah, he does that when he's just having a conversation with friends. Okay. And he's nervous. And so I was talking to him, and then he said, "Will you please ask Diana?" I don't know where you speak from, because you haven't dated since 1989.
Ask me what?
I don't know. I guess he just wants this to go smoothly.
Well, the first of all is don't think too much about. I mean, don't, because if you get it, if you're already nervous and then you are scared that everything's going to go wrong, it probably will. So you just need to just relax and just be yourself and just, start with small talk and be fun, and that's about it.
Tyler in the chat says, "Don't forget to compliment her teeth."
Oh, for F's sake.
Jimmy, is
that's like 20 years later.
Yeah. When you get married.
Yeah.
And then he asked, I don't know, he asked a very broad question. Jimmy asked, "What do women like?" And it's like, yeah, I don't know if I want to think about that, because I think that if you try to pick out one thing that a woman would like, I think we've already covered what women like. A nice conversation with a nice guy who smiles and is friendly. That's what women like.
Yes, and, the old school respect. Open the door for her. Open the car door for her. Like, just treat her like a queen.
That she is, of course.
That's kind of, I think that's kind of gone by the wayside a lot, because there are some women who are like, women power. I don't need that. But then there's other women that are like, no, I still would like to be treated with respect and
all right,
have those things done for me. So I guess you kind of just have to feel her out. I mean, not literally.
Well, maybe one day.
Maybe. But,
All right. Very good.
Just tell them just not think too much about it and just go and have a good time, and it'll be fine.
Okay, I think you're getting through to him, because he says, "That's what I'm talking about. Thanks, Diana." Now, what's interesting is I already said all that, but because it comes from you, I guess it means more.
Okay, good.
All right.
He lives in Maine?
Yes.
Oh, is he going to come see us when we're there?
No.
Oh. Well, we don't even know if we're going for sure, so.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know.
What do you
might
mean?
Change my mind.
I might change my mind? No, we're definitely going.
Oh, okay.
Why would I wouldn't change my mind. No, we're definitely going.
Okay.
All right.
He probably doesn't live near where we're going anyway.
Well, we're going to the national park, and he lives in the ghetto.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too. I'll see you soon.
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's one more thing here. Corey says, when you say goodbye and hug her, is it acceptable to grind into her a little?
No. Who said this? Corbin?
Corey. I think he's also in Maine.
Okay, well, Corey, tell Corey he's got it all wrong. How old is Corey? Corey's probably like 16.
I think he's in his 30s. But he's super dumb.
There's somebody else that lives in Maine, right?
Jimmy,
That we know of?
Corey, Nikki is in Maine.
No, the ex-Zaniac. Don't we know an ex-Zaniac that's in Maine?
Oh, Lonely Nick.
Maybe we should look him up when we go there.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to see him. We can beat the shit out of him. All right.
All righty.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Corey adds, hey, just because I didn't do this stuff with my wife, it doesn't mean it's not a good idea for you. Times have changed. I don't think so. I don't think they have. I don't think they've changed that much. I'd be lost if I was dating because I'd try to keep it simple. And then nowadays, women are very aggressive. Like you go out on a date and then, I shouldn't say that. Women my age wouldn't be aggressive. Like if I was dating a woman, it wouldn't be that aggressive. But if two young people date and they're under like 40, they like pork on the first date, even if they don't even like each other. It's awful. Talking about Lonely Nick, Chris D, how do I keep him straight? Says, could you guys hang out with Nick? I need ad-free Twitch for a month. Yeah, he always used to like spend all this money on everybody. It's like, you got to cut that out, man. And then one day he stopped and he hated me. I was like, all right, I guess that's it. See you later. That was so weird the day that he reached out to me, like a year later, and said, I want you to know that I forgive you. I'm like, well, I didn't ask for any forgiveness. Go fuck yourself. Corey says, oh, yeah, Nick's in Portland. Invite him along. Is there like a shitty part of Portland? Because I'm thinking that that's where he is. I think he might live in a homeless shelter now. I'll never forget when he visited here. They were in that stalking phase. And so Diana was like, oh, okay, all right, I guess you're coming over. Okay, cool. And then I opened the door, and there he is. And what I'll never forget was his wife is with him. And she goes, I'll give her a hug. Oh, nice to meet you. And then she goes, hi. And her mouth was so destroyed. I mean, the teeth were so badly damaged that like they were ground down and broken and black, and like there was like dangling teeth like fucking wind chimes, and it just looked like they were pulsating. And I went, all these colors. And I was like, uh-oh. I've never seen so many different shades of brown. I thought, did you just eat a bunch of fucking Tootsie Rolls or something like that? What is going on there? Oh. Yes, I said the teeths. Okay. Where are we here? What's going on? I don't even know if I know. Good luck, Jimmy. Keep us informed. Did Nick dislike you because of the Dean stuff too? I don't remember. It's good that you don't remember. This all went when after Dean stalked me at the house and showed up, and I told him to get the fuck out of here and quit crossing the line, which is a perfect thing to say. He then went and poisoned the well with all of those people. And that's how it started. And so then Pellerito starts like doing FOIAs and determining when I guess made my police call to them and says, no, you made it at this time, not this time. And I tried to explain to him, I go, well, no, that's not true at all. And here's why. they're like, hey, wait a minute. No, you're lying to our ears. I'm like, no, I'm not. And so then they're all officially against me. That's all it took. That was the extent of it. They were like a pack and once they got into their own heads, they were then focused on. And then I did the show. Like 2 days later, I did a whole show about basically drawing that line in the sand, saying, "Fuck you. I don't ever want to hear from you all again. Fuck off and die." Chris calls it the airing of the grievances. That's what I called it. Yes, you're right. No. I did my show, and then I invited them back for the airing of the grievances. But that was bullshit. I said, I want you all to bend your knee and ask for forgiveness just to be an idiot. And then that got the whole thing started up again. And then they had with the We Hate Eric Zane party, and Pellerito made like a scarecrow of me. And they had like a party where they got together, and then they got all fucking shit-faced and drove drunk. And they had a Zaniac orgy with animals. Is fucking incredible. Chris says this is going to be dissected on the Boomer Bunker. Now, yeah, John listens. John is a fan of this show. Well, they all are. They all listen. They just do it under the guise of listening to the recorded podcast or fake names. So I don't know who the fuck is here. Doesn't matter. But now, because I've mentioned it, just kind of recalled the history of it, now it's going to start it all over again. Donut Dan, I love you, but loser is spelled with one O. It can't be looser. It's got to be the Stalking Loser Festival. It's just one O and loser. Just so you know. We're going to see you very soon. I don't want to open up the program of the Dirty Donut and see loser spelled with two O's. I'm going to burn the fucking place down if that happens. All right. Chris says, don't poke the bear. Too late. Jamingo listens. Now he's going to do a whole show about it. And that's okay. It's just that when he does it, it's not funny. John's good for bringing up topics that have been talked about a million times and rehashing, but he's not funny. John is not a funny man. Bob's dead. And Kate, I don't even know what Kate is doing. You know, Paul Creer is her husband. The council member in Stafford Township. They did their own Ottawa Impact. Kate's husband was with a pack of MAGA Republicans who took over Stafford Township. The same thing that happened here in Ottawa County, they did in Stafford Township, which is a huge community. There's tons of people that live there. That fucking guy, Paul Creer, is a power broker. He's like the puppet master for this fucking borough in New Jersey. Patrick says, I thought the Boomer Bunker was over. You defeated that guy last September at the Fat Fuck Summit. Is that when that was? I don't remember. Okay. Anyway, I bring it up because Sweet Megan, the host of Megan's Minute, brought it up. Tomorrow, join us for Megan's Non-Sequitur Minute. Right here on the Eric Zane Show podcast. I love the Non-Sequitur Minute. It's my favorite. All right. So, some time ago, I started talking about Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. And I talked about nothing else. Which means that all these glorious sponsors that I've sold ad time to, I'm going to talk about them now. And then I'm going to do the asshole today. I've got TC Paintball. I got Frank Fuss. I got A&E Heating and Cooling. King's Room Barbershop. Vouch. All right now. All great people. Businesses that help me keep the lights on. And the more you support them, the longer this podcast stays active and viable. Without them, I don't do a free podcast every day. I only do a Patreon. TC Paintball. Remember them when it comes time to have some fun. A paintball destination in Michigan, West Michigan. TC Paintball. Online at tcpaintballgr.com. Whether it's a bachelor party, whether it's a neighborhood kids getting together, neighborhood dads getting together, workplace team building, bachelorette party, that's happened. TC Paintball is where it's at. You pay one price, you get everything. It's turnkey. Gun, mask, paint, field time, fun. tcpaintballgr.com. Where are they, Eric Zane? Doesn't matter. It's on the website. Frank Fuss. He is the insurance guru. You never need to know another insurance person. When I was young, it was my dad. My dad's no longer selling insurance, but Frank Fuss is. Frank can help you with any type of insurance. He is a licensed independent insurance agent / broker. I want you to call him and say, EZ keeps talking about life insurance. And every time he does, I start to feel like I should call you, but I don't know. Is he right? Why you just might not be aware. But you throw a few bucks at your life every month and you pay the insurance company. You give them your money. Take my money. And with it, you get this peace of mind. What I mean by that is, if something unforeseen happens to you during the course of that policy, Mrs. You and little yous that are running around are financially taken care of. That is responsible. That is love. That's smart. Otherwise, Mrs. You and little yous have to rely on the kindness of strangers and a GoFundMe because you were too stupid to not get a life insurance policy. All right? Now, whether you have a family like I just mentioned or not, get insured. It's next to nothing. You spend that on fucking fast food, dick. Get a life insurance policy and name a beneficiary. Let's say you're single. Who cares? Give that money to your parents. They'll bury you. It's like a gift. Give it to your friend. Donate it if you want to. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. Let's say you get married. Well, now that spouse is your beneficiary. Okay? That's how this works. I'm not going to get into all the details of it because I'm not the insurance guy, but Frank is. So contact him. I just heard from Gabe the Honduran. He goes, who is that guy again? Who is that guy again? And then all he remembered was buyinsurancehere.com. That's it. Just go to buyinsurancehere.com. Click on it. Fill out the form. All that is information. It shows up in Frank's inbox. He calls you. Boom. You're in business. Heating and cooling. It's Joe Martinez. He's a man. 616-516-8579. He likes to annoy me, but he is a legend. I just got an email from somebody. Hang on. Who sent me that email? I shared it with Joe. It's great. Easy. Ryan writes, Ryan R. How do I keep them all straight? Ryan R. writes, subject line A&E. Thank you for promoting your sponsors. Well, you don't have to thank me. I mean, they pay me to do that. Thank them for paying me. I don't know, whatever. He says it never applies until you absolutely need them. David, who is the Chinese Italian, was at my house on the hottest day. I called on Joe yesterday afternoon, and David showed up. That's his son-in-law. He has to put up with Joe. Oh, my God. We have a cool house now, and a 3-year-old birthday party is still on, thanks to A&E Heating and Cooling. And he took a picture of the Sprinter van out in front of the house. There it is. Thank God that one dummy's not driving it to smash it up. That's how you do it. I'm curious about the name A&E. What is? I don't even know why that is. What's the background of calling it A&E? Care to share that? I would like that. Call them at 616-516-8579. Stalwarts, the very best in the business. If you have any problems with your heating and cooling, or you want to get your AC tuned up, and you should, that's who you call. Don't call anybody else. It bugs the shit out of me when people I know listen to the podcast get somebody else. What the fuck, man? What do I have to do? Joe says it was the original name, or Aram says it was the original name. Why would Aram know that? Corey says air and electrical. I don't think so. Chris says he only wears American Eagle jeans. Yeah, I don't know how Aram would know that. Maybe it was talked about in the chat. Yeah, that's what he says. He told us. There you go. So one half of the Asperger brothers making his presence felt in the chat. Thank you so much. Joe says it's a pretty good story. Well, one day when you come to visit me, you can tell us that story. Joe, do you remember that one time you came here to visit me? Joe just walked in here, and he sat down, and then we just had a conversation. It was so much fun. We had a dynamic. It was like lightning in a bottle. And I think I've got it pinpointed why it was so good. It's because of me. I can take anyone and make them a goddamn star. Anyone. It doesn't matter who they are. You're a star if you sit down with me. That is a goal of mine, to make you fantastic. Joe says, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Not today, because the show is over. I've had it. I'm done sitting here talking. Okay, I gotta refuel. He says, tell me when, and I'll be there. Now that I believe, because nowadays Joe does a lot less work because he's become kind of like just the eye candy of A&E heating and cooling. He says, no, I made you the star. The Mexican chamizo. All right. If you say so. I don't give a shit. By the way, you told me that you're going to take a quarter off from marketing. You can't. You can't do it. There's too much at stake. And this is what I mean by that. You got to understand the next customer could be just one mention away. And that customer, if you miss out on the opportunity to have your name in front of them when they need you, not only could you be missing out on that, but all of the people that they know in their business. It's never a good idea to stop at any one point getting your name out there. And here's why. All marketing is very simple. When the name meets the opportunity. Okay? So the customer has a need. When need meets the name, customer is like, oh boy. All of a sudden, boom, AC blows up. They happen to be listening or watching me, and they hear that. Oh my God. It's fucking perfect. I might say it 1,000 times, and they don't hear A&E heating and cooling 99 of those times. I'm sorry, 999 of those times. But when they hear it the 1,000, fucking A, I'm calling Joe because EZ told me to. I'm calling 616-516-8579. That's how it works. Megan says business class with EZ. Yep. Got to be top of mind. Most people forget. I'd like to think that when I do this podcast, they're there listening intently to every single word, but they're not. That's why you have to stress it so they get it. You beat them over the head with it. That's why I do what I do. Trust me on this. Trust me. Chris says when the need arrives, your name is in their heads. You know what? Like, for example, I don't talk about Cameo as much as I should. When I do, somebody hires me. Every single time. When I mention the T-shirts, leading up to that, nobody buys the T-shirt. I mention the T-shirts on my website, somebody buys the T-shirt. It's simple. King's Room Barbershop. Yes, I have to get my hair cut. I think it's today, but I don't know. I got to make sure. They have 3 locations. Northland Drive, Grand Rapids, Caledonia, and, of course, 821 36th Street in beautiful Wyoming, Michigan. Thank you so much for being part of this show. Their website is kingsroom.net if you want hours, exact locations, when your stylist is at whatever location, stuff like that. Haircut's going to set you back $19. King's Room Barbershop. Guys get their hair cut there. And chicks who like short hair. All right. There's a lady there named, forget her name. Is it Blanche? No. Anyway, there's a chick there who's got the coolest fucking haircut. I typically am not a fan of short hair, but sometimes it's just so sharp looking. It's like, now that's fucking sweet. You put some time and energy into that and some money. I love that. Showbro Michael is leaving us saying, have a good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'm almost done too. Showbro Michael. You got to stay for the asshole of the day. Finally, I got to mention my friends at the Vouch Store. I sell a bunch of shit there. Vouch.store/Eric Zane. Campcraft cocktails. Dog treats. Dog supplies. Split rock coffee. Whole bean or ground. You got the percussion massage guns. I forget what the fuck they're called. You'll see them at the Vouch Store. You get one of those. And the toothbrush for your oral hygiene needs. Today's asshole of the day. Oops, sorry, O'Neill. Hope I didn't just run over your foot, big guy. Is brought to you by TC Paintball. We got to catch that fat fuck cyclist. We got to find out who that guy is and out him. I know some of you, like Cole and Nick, are saying all cyclists, but you guys are idiots. The asshole of the day is the fat fuck cyclist. That was so bad. My God, that poor dude. I felt so bad for him. Anyway, that guy needs to be brought to justice. I mean, seriously, he slapped the guy in the head. It's just, did he call the cops? I need to know more. There's a lot of shit that I need to know on that. Anyway, that is going to do it. You've been a wonderful audience, as always. You are exceptional. Thank you for putting up with me and being part of the show, both live and recorded. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I think that's it. Wait, why can't I hear that? Oh. Aha. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you all later on. Till the next time we meet on Patreon. Patreon.com/EZSP. Facebook.com/Eric Zick. We'll talk to you then. Thank you. Bye-bye.